Do you like drawing? If so, you have something in particular to enjoy drawing, like horses or dogs, or maybe you prefer to draw people or scenes from nature. Hello everyone, I am Darvesh Babu. Welcome to the journey of online class. Today's tale from a country called Japan is all about a young boy who loves to draw cats. The story written by Asagawa Takejiro. As you can see the profile of the author over here, you may read the profile very well and you will get the clear idea about the author. Alright, let's go to the lesson. A long time ago, in a small country village in Japan, there lived a poor farmer and his wife who are very good people. They had a number of children and found it very hard to feed them all. Their eldest son was 14 years old boy was enough to help his father for farming. And the little girls also very much helpful for the mother at kitchen. But about the last child who is very weak and small, he was not able to help his father. And everybody said that he is not going to be a farmer because of his physical appearance. So finally, the father and mother decided to make him an acolyte. But the little boy, who is very weak and small, he has one habit of drawing pictures. Drawing pictures, particularly cats. He always loves to draw pictures of cats everywhere in the house. Now you have got a little idea about the family. A farmer, his wife, and number of children. Elder son was 14 years old boy, very healthy and so hardworking and always helping his father. Little sisters are also seem to be very fit and they also helped their mother as soon as they started to walk. And the central character of the story, as I told you, a little boy who is physically very weak and small and who seems not fit for any job or farming or anything like that. He is always likes to draw pictures, especially cats. But the major point of his character is that the youngest boy is clever than his brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, the father and mother couldn't find it out. And they have decided to make him a acolyte, as I told you. So the mother and father sent him to a old temple in the country village. When the father and the youngest child reached at the old temple, to the old priest at there, the old priest asked him some questions to understand his caliber or his cleverness. Luckily, the boy answered for all questions and the old priest was satisfied about it. And old priest decided to admit him there and train him to make a better acolyte. And father went back to the village. But you have to note one point, still the boy had that fault. What was his fault? As I told you before, he had a habit of drawing cats everywhere. Wherever he goes, he loves to draw cats. That's a big fault. But old priest didn't know anything about it. And days after, the old priest and the little young boy came close to know each other. And slowly or gradually, the old priest also came to know that the boy starts to draw pictures everywhere in the temple, on the pillows and the pillars and the books of the old priest, and even everywhere, the table, everywhere. One day, after he drawn many pictures on a paper screen, the old priest said to him that, "My boy, you can never be good acolyte, but you can be a good artist. So you can't stay here, you may go out from here and find better place for you." And the little boy made up his mind to go and packed his luggage. And he decided to go away from the temple. He couldn't say anything to him. But before he leaves, the old priest also gave him one piece of advice. Avoid large places at night and keep to small places. At first, the boy couldn't understand what is meant by that. He thought a lot. What does the priest meant by this? But the little boy was afraid to ask him, so he didn't ask anything about this. Without asking further questions, he just said goodbye and left the temple. And he went out from there. Our little boy was walking to somewhere. He decided not to go to home because his father will scold him for disobedient to the old priest. So the boy was not okay to go home, but he needs to go somewhere else. And he remembered that the very next to the temple, there is one village and there is one big temple. So the boy made up his mind to go to that temple and ask any priest there to make him an acolyte. Yes, that was his decision. So my dear children, hope you are listening me very well. Do you want me to go back to the first passage? All right, our story is getting to end. We are almost to the end of the story. So can you imagine the situation of the little boy who is afraid to go to home, at the same time who has lost his way, doesn't know where to go? The father sent him to become a acolyte, but because of his disobedience, he has to left there, and now he is alone. So he really scared to go back to home. So his condition is really bad. The boy, as I told you before, he decided to go to the next village. He knows that there is one big temple and they will have a lot of priests. So he's supposed to ask one of the priests to make him an acolyte. That was his planning. So he left the old priest and the temple. He moving or heading to the next village at night. He reached the next village, just very near to the hill, and there he found nobody outside. All villagers are got into the houses. He was completely alone. He had no idea what is happening there, but he kept walking and walking, and finally he reached in front of a temple. Do you know how did he found that temple? Because he found that there was a light coming out from the temple. So the boy realized somebody will be there. So he went there. He knocked the door. Again he knocked the door, but no one opened it. He opened the door himself and got inside. No one is there. Completely dust. Seems like no human beings are there. So the first thought came to his mind that, of course, the priest in the temple needs an assistant, at least to clean the dust over there. So the boy was happy about it. Oh yeah, I can be here. If I couldn't be a acolyte, at least I can help the priest to clean the dust. So anyway, he got into the temple. He was expecting someone will come because somebody lighted a candle there. But do you know one thing? That village and that temple had a mysterious story behind it. The actual story behind the temple was that the temple conquered by a huge monster rat, a rat which more than larger than a cow. So nobody is there inside the temple. The people in the village were scared about the monster rat. The priests and acolytes of the temple were scared about the monster rat. So that's the reason why the people in the village didn't come out at night. But our innocent little boy didn't know anything about it. So he simply got inside the temple, attracted by the light, and he was waiting for somebody there. And when he was waiting, fortunately, he had noticed empty walls inside the temple. Now you can imagine what is the boy going to do when he found empty walls. Can you imagine? Yes, you are absolutely right. He took out brush and paint and he starts to draw the pictures of cat everywhere on the wall. Quite like he has done at home and all the temple everywhere. He starts to draw pictures of cat everywhere. Now you can see the picture over here. All right. So he was waiting and waiting for somebody, but no one didn't come there, and we know the reason why nobody come there. And he felt sleepy. He wants to sleep. When he's supposed to sleep somewhere inside the temple, at that time he remembered the sentence of or advice of the old priest. Do you remember what was the advice of the old priest? Please say loudly, let me hear. Yes, exactly. Avoid large places at night and keep to small places. Do you know why did the old priest said that? The boy didn't know anything about it. Do we have an idea about that? Let's wait and see. Anyway, the boy decided to obey the advice of the old priest, and he was searching for a small place. The temple was a huge place. The boy actually looking for a small place. Why did the boy looking for a small place? Yes, because of the advice of the old priest. And he found a little cabinet inside the temple. Do you know what is cabinet? Here I'm showing the picture of the cabinet over here. Did you see? Yes. So that is a cabinet. And the little boy got into the cabinet to sleep. While he was sleeping, late night, he was awakened by terrible and horrible sound of yelling and screaming and fighting. He got up from his sleep. He had no idea about what is happening there. But it was really scared and feared to get out or just look out. But a sound of terrible and horrible, the sound was really scaring. The boy was really thinking what is happening there. But he just tried to sleep, but he couldn't. Something happening outside. Do you know what is happening outside? Do you remember what I said before? A monster, a big goblin, a rat who looks like larger than a cow. Goblin actually making trouble inside the temple. It's happened every night. But the boy didn't know anything about it. He tried to sleep, but he couldn't. He lay down inside the cabinet till the sunrise get into the temple. At morning he woke up, the heart was full of fear. He opened the cabinet and got out. And what he has seen there? A huge goblin, a big rat, a dead rat lying down on the floor of the temple. He was shocked. What is this? He has never seen a rat like this much big. And he had no idea who killed it. And the boy was looking for the killer who killed the goblin. No human beings are there. So he was searching for how did it happen? Who killed the goblet? And at last he found on the wall, the pictures of cats which he has drawn last night. The teeth of the cats filled with blood. So he came to one conclusion. The pictures of cats came alive at night and killed the monster goblin. That is the magic of the story. So that is something happened there. The pictures of cats helped him. And the people of the village came to the temple and they realized the big goblet died at last, and everybody became very happy about it. Because goblin was the big threat for the village. No acolytes or priests couldn't live inside the temple just because of this monster. And at last, the monster died. Or the people of the village believed this boy killed this goblin. The courageous, brave, and very much, very active boy killed this goblin. Is that true? Not at all. We know the truth. The actual fact is that the cats killed the goblin. So that's all about the story. And the people appreciated the boy the priest of the village decided to make him an acolyte and let him stay in the temple for long days. And here finally the boy became a genius artist in Japan. You like the story? So this is a story all about the boy who drew cats. So yeah, here we concluding. Here I'm giving you some questions to as a follow-up. So here you can see the questions and write down the question to your English notebook and answer this and send me. Let me know how many of you are captured this class. Hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see again for next class. Take care.